for scores in the last 2 minutes as Lamont Warren heads to the locker room early. Play action on 3rd and 5, and Hagan with a flag on the field fires on the run, incomplete.
They're going to get one of the Buffaloes for holding. So this drive is going to end just about right here because Alabama will refuse it, bringing up 4th down.
1 first down for Colorado in the half. It happened a moment ago on the pass play, 16 yards to Michael Westbrook. And Mark McMillan is shaken up for Alabama. Dan, the interception maker a series ago.
It appears he has a cramp. This is the type of move that trainers put on a player that muscle in the back of the leg, the hamstring there, tightens up, so they try to straighten that leg out. They're going to accept this penalty because the foul occurred about 10 yards deep in the backfield. So this penalty, when you add the 10 yards because of the penalty, adds up to about a 20-yard penalty.
Yep, from the 40 of Alabama back to the Buffalo 40. Sam Shade is in to replace McMillan, who is still down on the field. Colorado will have 3rd and 25 coming up.
The one thing about McCartney and his offense is back in 1985 at Colorado, he brought in the wishbone formation. Then he changed it to the I-bone in '89, and now he's going to this multiple formation where he'll use different sets, more like a pro style of offense. And he wants to get a jump start, a head start on 1992 season. He figures with the 10 days of practice he's had leading up to this game, when he's got spring practice, then fall double days, when he heads into that first game next year, he's going to have this offense well tuned. He will certainly have a lot of kinks to work out of it at halftime, but one thing he told us, he's going to stick with it. This is the look that Colorado Buffalo football will have in the 90s.
Sam Shade is in. Yeah, the first part of the McCartney regime at Colorado, they passed it a lot, but he had a two-win season, 4-7 season, a 1-10 year. That's when he made the change. And look at Hagan now showing some arm strength. Passes out of bounds. Darnell Brooks, a backup tailback, was going up against Sam Shade, who had just entered the game. A tremendous effort down the sidelines by Brooks.
Yeah, look at him concentrate on that ball. And if he could have taken one more step, he would have had a huge gain for Colorado.
Chance for another look at David Palmer before the half. We have 1 minute, 6 seconds to go before the intermission. Bama leads it by 1, 10-9.
And Alabama has all 3 timeouts.
Palmer accounted for Alabama's touchdown. If you just joined us, a 52-yard punt return in the first quarter. Bouncing at the 25, and Palmer lets it go. 24-yard line is where the Tide will start this series. 36 yards on the punt, no return. I think Alabama is still smarting from their performance in last year's Fiesta Bowl against Louisville. They were blown out by the Cardinals in that game, and many of the players mentioned to us this week that that's been in the back of their mind. They want to make up for that sad performance last January 1. Let's watch the young gun for Alabama. Parker will get it back on the flea flicker. No, he'll not have the opportunity. Colorado will be set up. Joel Steed on the recovery. Chris Anderson ladled it back to the quarterback.
The tough thing about trying to run a flea flicker is you have to have the first part of it going well for you. Alabama hasn't had a whole lot of success running this sweep play, and yet they try to pitch it back on the flea flicker, but there's nobody that's faked out on the play. Colorado came with the straight pass rush. Watch as Barker gets the ball back. There's the hit right there by Bruner. Greg Biekert as well in there, and Steve picks up the recovery.
From the 15. Lined up in the eye. Short drop by Hagan, going to the corner. Too deep. Westbrook was the intended receiver. He's a tall, rangy freshman, this Michael Westbrook.
Well, Jay Lewenberg knows that if he wants to play in the pros, he has to be a good pass protector. He does a wonderful job that time on Robert Stewart. This ball is just going to be thrown too far, but that could be called pass interference there on Sam Shade, as he is guarding and never really giving a chance for Westbrook. The official must have determined that the ball was going to be caught out of bounds, or that should have been pass interference.
And they get to Hagan for the third time. John Copeland. Timeout for the Buffaloes with 22 seconds before halftime.
The big thing McCartney has to worry about now is not to have another sack. He might be well advised to just run the ball, get in field goal position. And you talk about field goal position now for the Buffaloes. They've had all kinds of problems in that area of their football team as well this year. Had a few blocked.
Let's check out defending national champions and how they fare the year after the title. Of course, last year was a split vote. Colorado won one poll, Georgia Tech the other. Tech already with a victory in the Aloha Bowl, finishes 8-5 on the year. The year before that, Miami was 10-2. Notre Dame, Miami, those are impressive marks. Penn State, remember that '86 season? Came out of the gates with 3 straight losses that year and finished 8-4.
And Colorado this year started out 2-2, and McCartney went back to square one. Had a very rough couple of weeks of practice, got things straightened out, and put his team in position to tie for the Big 8 title.
How do you like these rushing totals in the game so far, Dan? Colorado's 17 rushing attempts for 4 yards. And Alabama, 29 rushing attempts for 3 yards. How many inches per carry is that?
I thought you were reading my career rushing stats there for a minute.
Third down from the 21, 3rd and 16. Buffs have 1 timeout remaining. Quarterback draw for Hagan, and a jarring blow at the 15 by Michael Rogers. Flags are everywhere, and the players threatening to leave the bench area.
Well, John Sullins of Alabama ripped Clint Moore's helmet off. Didn't like it too much and went after him. Now, if this is offsetting penalties, the Buffs will be in good shape for the field goal. But you just never know how the officials are going to call this one. Sullins is number 90 and Moore number 66. There's the action right there as Hagan is going to take a big lick here, but it's on the left side of the screen here. Sullins just pulls on the face mask and rips it off the head of Clint Moore. Oh, the officials missed one there.
Offsetting penalties called.
I just told her right there.
But Sullins clearly grabbed the face mask of Clint Moore and pulled the helmet right off his head.
Dead ball offsetting penalty, so it's 4th down. Dean Stallings says, oh, come on. We wouldn't do that. We wouldn't rip a helmet off a guy's head.
Well, that's a senior in Sullins taking advantage of a true freshman in Clint Moore.
Colorado let the clock work down to 4 seconds. They'll end the half with a field goal attempt. Jim Harper has had 7 kicks blocked in his career. Very low trajectory. This season, Harper was 8 for 13. This will be a 33-yard attempt that could put the Buffs ahead at halftime.
And you know, with having 7 block kicks in his career, it's amazing he has a career.
That's true. Here's a guy who has feasted on blocked field goals this season. In one stretch, 3 consecutive games for Antonio London.
He got Tennessee, he got Mississippi State, and he got LSU. 3 in a row.
Colorado's made it exciting out of field goal formation this year. Remember the fake that they pulled off against Oklahoma State to win that game at the end? Robbie James, who threw the touchdown in that game to Christian Fourier, is the holder.
And Alabama has called timeout to make Mr. Jim Harper think about this field goal. This is the type of action you see at the end of ball games.
Be ready for the fake. You need to be
ready for the fake. Famous last words.
You make sure the secondary don't come no down page. Stay on the line.
I think many followers of college football are still in disbelief at that call by McCartney, one of the gutsiest calls ever. Needing a field goal to beat Oklahoma State in the closing seconds, he bypassed the kick and tried a fake field goal, and the pass was completed to Fourier for a victory on the road. Alabama assistants wise to the possibility of the fake, warning Stacey Harrison, who has relayed it to the rest of his team in the huddle.
And you know, the Buffaloes know a little bit about putting a kicker on ice. Remember that Nebraska game? McCartney called 3 straight timeouts before they went and blocked the potential game winner for Nebraska.
Greg Thomas got that block. Here's a 33-yard attempt for Harper to give Colorado the halftime lead. Harper delivers. The end of the first half with the score. Colorado.
CBS Sports coverage of the Blockbuster Bowl is sponsored by Aflac, insuring over 35 million people worldwide. Budweiser, with that clean, crisp, cold taste. Nothing beats a Bud. Mylata antacid. My doctor said Mylata. And by Norwegian Cruise Line.
Colorado leading, although they managed only 1 first down in the first half. Let's get the word now from Coach Bill McCartney visiting with our Jim Gray.
Bill, you guys have the lead, so you have to feel fortunate, but you've installed a new offense tonight that's accumulated only 31 yards and 1 first down. Will you stick with it here in the second half, or will you change?
We're going to stick with what we're doing. It's tough to do it in a short time, but this will help us. We're going to spring football. We'll keep working on it
tonight.
And it all started with Ralphie. We look at the second half, Jim, and I think the big thing you got to look forward to is they've got to improve these stats. Remember, the game started with Ralphie stumbling out of the cage as she took her first lap around the field. Well, this new offense has stumbled as well.
Well, we've even broken it down for you to inches per carry in the first half. Dan, that seems to be your favorite stat of the night. We can't talk in terms of yards per rush. Colorado 22 inches per rush. Alabama a measly 4.
Well, you asked me if I knew what those stats were. There you have it.
28 total plays with no gain or a loss of yardage. Colorado to start the second half with possession. Hudson on the run back. Out to the 35. Sam Shade on the hit.
We'll see what type of adjustments the Buffaloes have made for their pass protection. Hagan just completing 1 pass in that first half. Got 2 completed, actually. But he's been under all types of pressure from that Alabama front. 2 out of 12 for Hagan in that first half.
Mark McMillan is in the secondary for Alabama. He was hurt just before the half. Here's Brooks, backup tailback. His first rush And he'll lose yardage. 29 plays in the game now for no gain or less. Curry and Copeland. Curry also returning to the Alabama lineup after being helped off the field at one time. We should point out for Colorado, they lost their offensive coordinator between the last game and the preparation for this bowl game. Gary Barnett, offensive coordinator, is named the head coach at Northwestern. Second down pass play. Hagan way out of bounds, and ooh, one assistant really paid for it. I hope the gentleman is going to be all right, but
well,
Dan, he took a big blow there.
Yeah, he took the big blow, and then he hit the back of his head on the ground. And never saw Westbrook. Was looking at the ball. Watch this collision by one of the Alabama assistant coaches here on the sidelines, trying to get out of the way, but watch what happens after the hit. That really smart. My goodness. This is Mal Moore, the assistant head coach of offense. And he got hit by Teague and Westbrook. Let's hope he's all right.
Mal Moore, a long-time Alabama man, a coach for some 20 years on the staff with the Bear, quarterback of the Orange Bowl team from Alabama back in '62. One of the quarterbacks. Gene Stallings brought him onto the staff as soon as he was named the coach 2 years ago.
And he coached with Gene in Phoenix with the Cardinals.
Third down for Colorado, 3rd and 12. Another jump pass in the area of the tight end, Sean Brown.
And I'm not sure that Hagan means to jump when he throws this ball, but you got to remember he's only about 5'10". Giving Mal the old smelling salts on the sidelines. It's a good sign that he's up. He's going to have a heck of a headache though this evening.
Berger with a big high boomer. Great punt. Backs Palmer to the 7. Two or three guys take a shot at him, and everyone else converges thereafter.
Now that hesitation move.
For a second, but now he's all right. Says he's going to be back coaching. Let's go back upstairs to Jim.
He's going to set a real example to his Alabama team. He's going to coach hurt.
Yeah, you don't see that happen very often, but I guarantee you he has a slight concussion at least after that blow.
First down, burst. Saran Stacy across the 30 to the 43-yard line. Run out by Ronnie Bradford, 33 yards for Stacy.
This is a real basic football play for Alabama. It's the old lead play. Watch the fullback lead Stacy up the middle, and a big hole as the Colorado linebackers run out of the way. Nice block by Turner on Beekert. And now the inspiration of Mal Moore gets Stacy Saran 33 yards on first down.
15 carries for 60 yards for Saran Stacy. And again, working the middle for a nice gain. Give him 6 on that one.
Boy, and when you see a running back go straight up the middle, hit the inside linebacker head on, as Stacy hit Rodney Helton that time, and then drag him forward, that's a big play psychologically for the Alabama offense, because they drive one of those tough inside plugging linebackers onto his back.
Second down and 4. Stacy, first down inside of the 40. He's headed for a 100-yard game the way he's going now. 13 more for Saran Stacy. Lead block by Kevin Turner.
Well, Turner and Stacy have worked together a lot in their career at Alabama, and it's good teamwork here as Turner just turns out Beekert. Big hole up the middle again, and basically it's just sound straight ahead football for Alabama. They tried the toss play wide earlier in this game. They've made the adjustment at halftime, and they're going right at the Colorado defense.
Derek Lassick now in at tailback on first down. They play action fake to Lassick. Barker flings it complete to Lee to the 10.
When you run the ball well, the next thing you want to do is to come with a little play action pass. Watch the fake, same formation, the I formation, faking the ball up the middle to Stacy. Look, there's no pass rush at all because they were worried about that fake. And Barker throws his best pass of the evening, sets up the Tide offense at the 10-yard line.
This Alabama team responding now after the blow to their offensive coordinator and quarterback coach Mal Moore. Best drive of the night, and first down run for 3 is Stacy. Cut under by Ted Johnson. You know, you talked about Barker looking sharp on that throw. He is 6 out of 9 for 87 yards. Mike Hankwitz, I'm not sure he expected the freshman slinger on the other side to be looking this good.
I'm not sure that Gene Stallings expected him to look this good, but the thing that Gene told us is that he's played awfully well for a freshman the last 3 games. That's a pretty good adjustment at halftime by the Tide.
Saran Stacy met by his numeral counterpart, 27, Greg Thomas. And Dan, your diagnosis of Mal Moore was right on the money. He did indeed suffer a slight concussion. That's the word now from the Alabama bench.
Well, having suffered numerous slight concussions of my own in my playing career, pretty easy to call. Watch this formation here.
David Palmer's at quarterback. He has shifted behind the center. And a flag on the field. Quarterback draw for Palmer. Touchdown Alabama, but it may have been a motion penalty against the Tide.
I think you got it exactly right. Big mistake for Alabama.
We have an illegal substitution. The man came in with a play and did not stay in for 1 play.
What happened there is one of the messengers for Gene Stallings went in, gave the play in the huddle, and then left the huddle, came off to the sidelines. That's illegal, and that really ticked off our official.
You know, he really did relay that call with a little anger in the voice.
He felt slighted. He wasn't reported to. This is what we talked about earlier. Watch Lee come into the huddle now, and he will go right to the players assembled in that huddle and call the play. Now, Barker will give the snap count, but Lee will tell everybody what the play is.
Well, that spoiled an opportunity for David Palmer. He takes 1 snap and finds the end zone. Would have been his 2nd score of the evening. But now it's 3rd and goal to go from the 13. Barker is back at quarterback.
Barker was in the formation that time as a wide receiver as he and Palmer switched positions.
Palmer is out of the game. Slot formation left. 3rd and goal. Stacy at the 8. Reaches for it and gets it.
Job by Jay Barker reading the blitz of Colorado, going to the open receiver. There's nobody covering Saran Stacy as he grabs this ball, and now the outstanding effort to reach across the goal line for the touchdown.
They're going for 2. He was able to fight off the tackle attempt by Dion Figures, and a timeout called from the line by Barker as Bama will try the 2-point conversion. Dion figures should have had him at the 3. But a
Stacy,
great play here.
Yeah, and a great drive for Stacy. 5 rushes for 55